It's a Samsung dryer, about 12 or 13 years old. You can see, you can hear the humming, and my wife said it stopped working after halfway through running. So it kind of, this is the model number here, and I'm going to remove and check the motor. I think that's what's bad. I have a new motor, just got it yesterday, so we're gonna do that. I've identified the drive motor is the issue. The board seems to be okay. Every other function is working except when I start, it's whining. And from the original, when the issue happened, the drive was running and suddenly started whining. So the issue is the motor for sure. So to start with, I'm gonna disconnect the connection, just leave it aside, and then there are two 10mm bolts there. We have to unscrew one. This is the second one. Those are done. And before we go any further, let's look at the new motor I got from Amazon. And this is not an OEM, so this is how it looks. So let's continue on. I've taken the two 10mm bolts off, then gently tighten the back, and then pull it backwards. The whole thing comes up like that. And I don't know if it's visible from here. Just go up, and this is the drum. And the belt is okay, and I'm able to spin the drum, so there's nothing wrong with the connection. So for sure this is a motor issue. So the next step is to get this front panel off. We're gonna get the motor from, I think I'm gonna lift the drum out once we get this off. That way I can reach the motor from the front as well as from the back if needed. So we're gonna get the front panel off. So there are three screws here. We have a magnetic tray to keep them together, and then that should come off. So there we go. If it's visible, yeah, just comes off. Lift it, and then there is a connection right where my finger is pointing, right there, that needs to be disconnected. There we go. So the whole unit comes up like this, so we can put it away and then move on to the next step. And the next step is to get this front panel off. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all. The 8 screws need to be removed, and then we should be able to take this whole thing off. Here are the screws from the top. They have kind of a washer to, I think, help prevent vibration. And then so those are the top 4. So remember that. And then we'll take a look at the bottom once I take them off. So there, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 on the bottom. There you go. These ones have some kind of coating on them. 2 of them, they came from the top 2, and the bottom ones have a flat washer. That's for the bottom of the door. All these screws are out. The next step is to push these tabs in, push them in, and pull them up. So while here I need both the hands, so all you have to do is push them like that. See, they're already off. That wasn't difficult. There we go. Both are off. So the next step is to disconnect this wiring harness, and and we can keep the panel away. The next step I think is to take these off. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Yeah, 5 of them. So I can disconnect this panel and make sure the wiring is also, well, there is a connection here, there is one that comes up here. They all need to be taken care of. Those are the bolts, the one for the top, and this is how it looks, and there is where the harness goes for that connection there, and then there is one more connection, and all goes back to the power supply. So gotta route it back exactly like that. Take the power supply off, hands off, and just to and these come off like that. So I think I'm gonna put those back where they belong so that they don't have to keep track of them. Just put them aside. So easy to get the drum off now. And let's take a look at the next step is to get this, the whole unit off, and that's where the blower and then motor is right behind that. So this whole unit off. That's the next one. There are a few more connections down below. I'm going to do some cleanup and go from there. Getting close. I have these 1, 2, 3, 4 removed, and at the bottom this blower blower cover is 1, 2, and 3 right here. Then it should come off. Just pull them off gently, and then it slides down right there, and that's the screen. Take off, and I'm gonna keep it inside for now. This is where all the lint, well, lint's supposed to be captured and the filter, and then the air supposed to go out through this, but not always. Some of the lint ends up here. So we look at the amount of lint inside. There we go. This is about 12, 13 years old. And here's the blower motor. A lot of lint on it as well. Let's take a look with the light. There we go. That's all the lint. That's the chamber for gas, and that's where it lights. And a lot of lint all over the place. There we go. Look at the lint catcher. It's all clean. I have all those screws in there, so I don't have to worry about where they go. So this is clean, ready to go. Another, all the connections are off, wiring's off. I've removed all the screws here, and I think there is one more. I think this is for the, this doesn't move, this is part of that, so I don't have to remove that. And this connection I need to disconnect, so that goes into the, I think there's some kind of sensor here. Okay, and after that we look at all the stuff that I have to clean. I mean, let me see if we can pick it up. Look at that. All this, as you can see, little cramp. This is how it looks. There we go. So good thing in the fail. And with the gas burning right that close, I'm glad I'm doing this now. To get this off, I have to make sure, so this one sits here at the bottom, so gently lift it up and it comes off. Lift it up right here, so it's locked in, so the whole thing comes up like so. There we go. And look at all the dirt over the lint, and that's the drum, and that's the roller at the bottom. There we go. and we're ready to go remove the blower next. And then also have to do a lot of cleaning. Look at the tensioner. Let's take a closer look. There it is. Spin the drum. You can see it spinning. So this tensioner is what's holding the belt. I'm going to reach in and get the belt off the tensioner. I think I have to push it up, and I should be able to take the belt off, and that way also the drum, so I can get to the rest of the stuff. It's very dirty at the back. The belt off. This is the belt here. So there we go. The belt is still in great shape. The tensioner has fallen below. It's moving up and down. So now I can take the drum off. I'll be able to take the drum off. So that's the drum. Put it away. That's the drums off. Now we can take a closer look. There we go. Here's the burner. This is a gas dryer and all the lint. And then here's the motor. Now easily accessible to replace. So for the motor, these are the clips, 1 and then 2 down here. And I have, once I remove the reverse threaded bolt for the blower, I should be able to get the motor out, put the new one in. And here's the tensioner. It needs to be pulled up like that. I'm starting to clean. Just thought take a before, and then we can take a look at the after. Okay, on the shaft and run it off. And should be able to remove the blower assembly now. I think they have a few screws here, 1, 2, possibly 1 at the bottom, maybe not. So you have these 2 screws on the top. The unit comes off like so, and then we should be able to slide it off. It's a little tight. I'm going to use both the hands. We'll take a look after I go. Blower motor assembly, or blower assembly. It's off dirty, gotta clean it. And then there is the motor. A lot of hairs. Throw some light. Look at that. Wow. That's the hairs from our clothes. There we go. And I'm gonna get the motor out. Get the clips on the other side, and then motor comes off on that side. That's it. Blower assembly. So I cleaned it with water. Looks good. One clip out. And the motor. And this here. I'm gonna get them off. This is how the clip goes in. Latches on the bottom, and then you push it in. So lift it this side latches on the motor assembly. There's one there, there's the other one right here. Both latches are off. So one on this side, it's off, and the motor is closed. Now gotta disconnect these connections, and then should be able to take it off. The motor connection is pinch, like so, pinch and pull. So it's off. Let's take a look at the interior of the dryer. I've cleaned it as much as I can, and here's the old motor. The next step is the new motor, and a little bit more cleaning in the corners, and then I'll put up the new one. Motor is in. Both clips are latched in. I have to lock into one side and then push it on to latch onto the other side. And the final remaining step here is to hook up the connector. reassembly step. Almost done. New motor assembly is in. Clips are in. I just need to put the blower assembly, tighten it. That's the reverse threaded. And then the drum, the belt. This is the tensioner. Get up, pull it up, and get the belt on. And then finish up the assembly. So I have the blower in and the fascia for that. That's also done. The belt is on. So I was struggling. So finally figured out my left hand through here, and then the right hand from underneath on this side, and pushing the tensioner or pulling the tensioner from this side, and then I was able to route the belt over. So once I used both hands, that was not that difficult. I was able to get it done. And now, as we can see, we can spin the drum, and then the front one comes in. This will ride on the roller, so that'll balance it. So pretty much done, ready to go to the next step. On, and then I have the power supply secure. So the belt properly aligned. I think it'll align itself once it starts spinning. So this is done, and the next step is to mount this top. Almost all the connections are done. One remaining for the top control panel. All that's connected, and there's a blower. As we spin, you can see inside the drum. There, the drum is spinning as I'm spinning the blower. So we're good. All right, 4 screws. That's done, and we have the top panel, and then the front. That needs to be secure, and I think that's it. We are at home fix. It's working.